Okay, I'm trying to get this dang camera. It won't let me zoom with the camera until I was running, so okay, there. So that's how I want to set it up, because I'm going to go through my little slideshow of Forrest Fenn's Trove. Problem with it, I can't zoom out to make these smaller. Dang it. Not with this app. I can zoom in to make a zoom into it, but I can't zoom out. What you see here is his F-100. See, here's the nose of the airplane. Here's the glass of the cockpit. There's another one up here. There's his Piper there. And look at this. There's somebody in the cockpit of this airplane. And there's another airplane here. There's somebody in there. This is the cockpit, the arch there. So there's Pipers and his F1 pile of F-100s here. I'll switch a little so you can get more over there. Some of the picture, maybe zoom out a little bit. Maybe get more of the. That's the only way to zoom out. It's with the phone. Okay, so this is his pile of F-100s here. I guess I can zoom in and drag it over. So, see, I put the F-100. It's not on the, but you can see the outline of the airplane here with the nose and the cockpit. It's a pile of his airplanes here. So this is part of his trove, the stuff in nature that you're looking for. His memoirs are already out there in nature, what was this? Skippy scuba diving. Oh, see, now this is Skippy scuba diving here. That's what I figured. You see the scuba tank here, and his legs here, and he's like underwater. He's in the rock. He's swimming through the rock there, kind of. And you see, I put Bigfoot there because I got a sense of humor. There's no Bigfoot there. That's what I was talking about right here. You see the eyes? Yeah, that was Bigfoot. This is actually the double blazes. But when you turn it upside down, you see the cat. And the double blazes turns into, these are cow udders hanging down. That's the cow udders. It's the double blazes too. See, it's upside down from what's natural. Oh, I went back wrong way. There, I was going to rotate it. See, this is the way it actually sits. But when you turn this over, you see the cat. There's a cat. There were other cats around it. My other picture that shows more of it shows more of the cats. This is an eagle. This is the beak. This is the big white eagle head here with the white beak, and that's his eye. He's looking off to the left, but you can see there's other stuff in here. One of the things I like in this one is this guy here in the, see this head, and this is his body. Here's his arm. Here's his feet. He's just walking across there. Yeah. But there's other stuff carved in there. But this is the big eagle head. And right over here is the Alice in Wonderland tree. I don't know if you'll see it on this. No, I got another one with it. Oh, there it is. That's the white rabbit. The white rabbit. And Alice is down in here. I got another picture where you see her. There's the Alice in Wonderland tree. And you see, she's right here. There she is. Here's her dress, and her blouse, and her head. And there's a book here, and it's I think the woman is here, but the figure's in the tree, and the white rabbit over there. See? Let me zoom in to him to pull him over. There's the white rabbit. And these couple look like girls with guns up in the tree. And there's a bear up here. So it's just a funny thing. That wasn't. And here's Forrest Fenn fly fishing. You see, he's up there on top of the bird. There's his face, his mouth, an eye. He's laying down on top of this ibis and flying, because this is Thoth. But you see, here is the decoy treasure, and here's the fish. There's the mouth of the fish here is open, and so that's Forrest Fenn fly fishing. That's part of the Trove. You're looking for the Trove. Now here I was looking at these tablets and stuff. These are like tombstones, say, and there's another between these two rocks. There's another totem thing with a tombstone, guy holding the tombstone. But what's neat over here is the helicopter. Here's the helicopter body, the tail of the helicopter, and here's the rotors up here. There's the rotors going across. That's the rotors of that helicopter. So, see, his memories are out here in nature. Here's the guy I call this one, he gives you title. This is like the king christening you with a sword, but it's also this guy I call the marshmallow man, because here's the blaze here, the fire, and he's got his stick out here with a marshmallow on it, roasting it over the fire. Well, what do you see? It's what you see. What do you call it? Someone else sees something else. But yeah, see, he's there roasting the marshmallow, and there's figures behind him. And we got this one here. This is a lot of people can't see it. They can't see it. Whoa, I don't see nothing. It's just a rock. I'm sorry, but I see it. And I'm sorry, I'm going to tell I see a rock. He sound like a freaking idiot, okay? If all you see is a rock. You can see his eye there, his other eye, his hands up in front of his face. You see his hair. Some people, they not only have no imagination, they're freaking blind. Totally blind. You got to be blind not to see it, in my opinion, because it's obvious. But here you see a little guy here reaching inside his head. See, here's the little head on the guy, and here's his arm going into the forehead of the kid. Oh, that doesn't belong there. That's not in the drawing of Forrest Fenn's. All of my critics need to just, I'll set up a public appearance, and they can all come over and kiss my ass. Okay, so critics, don't have much, And I just watched the other guy's show where Jimmy Fast come in there and was throwing around rude, vile insults. And he got laughed out loud by Susie. Susie, if that's laugh out loud, kiss my ass. I was following you and being nice to you. But if you think Jimmy Fast is humorous and I'm an idiot for saying he needs to shoot himself, you're a stupid bitch. I'm sorry, but that's you took Jimmy Fast's side. I'd dump you like a rock. Dump you like a rock. You know what? The friends of my enemies are not my friends. That's what it breaks down to. If you think it's funny that he's saying I'm a pedophile and have syphilis and all those frickin' sick things that come out of Jimmy Fast, you go fuck him. Really. Susie, you've lost favor here. If you got extra thumbs down on all your videos, you know who it is. The thing I can't stand is stupid people. Stupid people that follow assholes, like Jimmy Fast. This guy over here, Forrest Fenn, said that's George Washington there. But you see here, there's a guy with a beard right in here, and here's his arm reaching into Fenn's pocket. But this is a big arrowhead here. This is a big arrowhead, and this is a tombstone that he's reaching over. This is his shoulder. His arm comes over, and he's holding this arrowhead and tombstone. And there's other figures in here and stuff. There's a whole lot. That's not my best quality picture of it. That's Forrest Fenn's totem, I call it. And this is the one that Forrest told me, I don't know where that one is. Where is that one? Where is that one? And that was what clued me in that there's more of them. And so I went looking for more of them. And that's when I found Thoth and that stuff. This is where I was the camp host in 2017. I don't know how. I can't see how this could have anything to do with Forrest Fenn's book. You know, I'm such a freaking idiot. I can't connect these tree stumps with Forrest Fenn's book. Well, I'm not an idiot, but there are idiots that think that way, that they cannot connect these tree stumps to Forrest Fenn's book. Because they're so stupid. Really. Okay. The hat. Oh, come on. Zoom in more, huh? There it is. You know where this hat comes from? Think of the lumberjack and the dove and the lonesome dove in the Valley of the Moon. That's a lonesome dove. Hat. It's called a Gus hat. It's from Lonesome Dove. It's this hat that Gus is wearing. You know? And the reason that's important is because it clues you into the Lonesome Dove. We will skip that one. That one's kind of an important one. You know, it has to do with Colorado. But, so, here's the... so you're thinking of the dove in the moon. These two places are next door to each other. I don't think it's there. I think it's the end of the zone. It's between where warm waters halt and this place. Because this is like private property and stuff. They do have cabins and things, but he wouldn't have left it in one of the cabins, you know. You know, Moon Valley. I took a picture of Moon Valley Resort through the sign for Lonesome Dove. Here's the lumberjack thing again. Where'd the lumberjack go? We'll pull him back this way. So, you know, dang it, where's that stump? He's off the screen there. So I put his, you know, cut the picture out and put it in there. Okay, next. Here's the totem. Phone. Okay, phone. Why can't... I got the phone right in the middle in front of the computer, but it's wanting me to turn it at an angle to get the whole shot on it. So, you know, it's Fenn's totem again. You hid a treasure and you hid it very well. This is the totem face. Miss Ford had a face like a can opener. Boom. Okay, but you see, this is an elephant head, and it's got Forrest Fenn's face on the cheek here. Here's an eye. Here's the other eye. This is his nose sloping down. I got the mouse in his nostril, and there's his lip, and he's got a fish hook coming out of his lip, and he's holding this. This is a trout here. And here's the kid curled up next to the tree holding the pie. See the arm coming around? But he isn't holding the pie, he's holding the box. And you see his butt and his legs all folded down in there. You know, that's... You got to be able to read the signs. Any treasure hunter can read signs on trees, rocks, and you follow. If you're a hiker, you learn to follow a trail. I took a 50 cal to the nose. There's the 50 cal to the nose. This is where you put the gas in that Buffalo Cowboys car. This is the bottom of the windshield across here. That's where the windshield goes on top of there. This is the cowl of a Model A or Model B Ford. And if you don't know what a Model A or Model B Ford is, go look it up. You know, I get a lot of people who are incapable. They want the answers because they're unable to do any research whatsoever on their own. This is Skippy's contraption. Well, the rotor blades started turning slowly at first, then faster and faster, until the whole machine rolled over on its side and parts started flying through the sky like missiles. And this is what it is. It's a gearbox. It's a gearbox there. And you see the parts laying around. You know, the parts are strewn all over. Okay? That's one of the blazes. It's one of his memoirs. His memoirs are out here in nature. You got to be able to find them. And some people are confused. Well, you think that's a blaze? Well, yeah, I'm still pissed off at Jimmy. And I'm disappointed in Susie for following Jimmy's lead. And I'm disappointed in Davio for ignoring what Jimmy was doing there. And I'm disappointed with Toby for letting that piece of shit Jimmy Fast be a moderator. You know? I mean, I'm just up against the other vloggers are mostly you know, the only person Joe Monday come out. And he sees what I'm seeing, and he's catching on, and he says nice things about me, and he agrees with me, and the other people, they're afraid to put me on. They're afraid that, you know, they don't realize I don't have anybody. I'm doing these videos alone. I'm not part of somebody's conversation in a panel type thing, and so everything is yeah. I got you want me to shut up for 10 minutes and not say nothing? You know, when you're making a video, if you're silent and not saying anything, you got a dead video. You got to be saying something throughout the video, so people, oh, Bill's not going to shut up. No, Bill. You know, when I was on Sean's, it was an after one that he deleted. But, yeah, I was able to say a couple things, and I sat back and I was quiet while they were, you know, I didn't interfere with it or nothing, you know. But people don't understand when you're doing a video alone, I got nobody to converse with. You know, I got people criticizing me in the chat, but they're not making the video. I take it so these things fast. No, I don't take it personally. I take it. They need to take it personally. That you know, if they're going to be an asshole, they're going to be identified as an asshole by me. And when I see an asshole, I call it an asshole. I'm not going to praise them or nothing. I'm going to say, you're a fucking asshole, Jimmy Fast. Yeah. I swear he's one of the few people that was conceived through gay anal sex. He's the first turd to be fertilized by a sperm. Jimmy Fast. That's what he is. He's a piece of shit. He's got a fake name. He's hiding behind a fake name. He's never put a video out. He's never shown his face. We don't know what his real name is. You know? Yeah, Biggish. Go. You know, Biggish, you like Jimmy? Go do Jimmy. You know, go do the Jimmy thing. You know? So, this is his brother's helicopter contraption thing strewn all over. And it's there in the wood of the W of wood. It's the same thing there. See? It's a gearbox from a tow truck. And then go in peace. You see the face on the left side, and he's holding up his hand in a peace sign. It's Forrest Fenn's Trove, Biggish. You know, I'm going to cop an attitude with anybody that cops an attitude with me that I shouldn't be copping an attitude on people that are assholes, pure assholes. That are, and it's mostly some of the people that are in chats that'll stir up shit and bring stuff up that is totally fictional. And totally, like Jimmy, he'll say something that's designed to invoke a reaction, so that I react to him and call him out for what he's done. And as soon as I see it, he deletes it so that Davio can't see the message. Davio can't. He doesn't know what Jimmy Fast just did. You know, I'd like to have a YouTube setting that if you delete your comment, that you're not allowed to comment anymore. You know? If you're going to put something up there that you got to delete, you shouldn't have put it up there in the first place. You know? If you're that chicken shit that you got to delete your comments, then get the, you know. See, this is where Moses is, the blaze. Halfway up the side of the cliff where his plane hit the mountain and turned into a fireball. Now, remember, all of these things I've shown, just put them in a string of math equation. Plus, 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 plus. These are all related. These are not separate solves. The ones that think you can go straight to it, the only way you're going to go straight to it is if Forrest gives you his promissory note that's in that envelope that will be released in his will. And then you can go straight to it and pick it up. You leave your friend in the car, you go into the museum or the bank. It's not a bank. It's stored in a museum vault. and you go in there and you meet with the curator and show him your note, and he takes you down to the vault, and you go in and you retrieve the wooden crate that the treasure chest is in. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to go straight to it, is with Forrest Fenn's promissory note. He's the only one that can go straight to it, and you're only going to go straight to it if he tells you exactly where it is. His will's mentioned twice in the poem. How many images do you have to find in rocks before someone can retrieve the chest? He says there's a 10 billion blazes. That shadow looks like the cover. Shadow looks like the cover. The shadow there's actually rock right there that when the sun, this is late in the day, and early in the day the sun's shining in there and lighting up, so this black area would be more rock and stuff, and Moses is hidden in all the other rock. When the shadow gets him like that, you can see, that's when you can see Moses there. You know, when the shadows see, this rock here is blocking the sunlight from getting behind Moses, and it's just perfect. That's not Moses either. It's actually Thoth. And now here in his poem is where he hid the will. There's the will is hidden here. Their will. The will. The will is hidden at the top half of the poem. As above, so below. So this is the middle of the poem right here, right underneath the first will. So this is the middle. And so there's a will in the above, and the will is down here below too. So he's mentioned his will again. So his will is important. And he talks at tea with Olga. Is tea with lawyers in Olga. Yeah, he's talking about a will, the process of making a will and putting property into the will, and how you transfer property to somebody else. And she gave title to her shack to Forrest. She gave him title to the bungalow, is what happened there. So Olga, and people are there, oh, Taos Mountain, Taos Mountain. They refuse, they think it's about the tea. Lawyers aren't important. But that's why he brought him up, because he's talking about a will and the process of transferring property in a will. And he's got life's a game of poker. Happiness is the pot. Fate deals you 4 cards and a joker, and you play whether or not. So, you know, I got 4 cards. Well, I found 4 ancient kings, deities. They could be considered kings. So we got Enki over here, and the hooded women. Here's the hooded women. There's a woman in here with her hood, and there's a woman here in her hood. Okay, these are the women, hooded women in Taos. These are the hooded women, but these women are actually bringing Enki or Enlil or whoever he is. He's the guy that created Adam and Eve, and they're bringing him babies. You see, there's a baby right in here. It's hard to see in this because I've shrunk it down for the make the thing. This is Thoth. Thoth, the architect of the universe. Forrest felt like an architect. He feels he's Thoth. Come back to, retrieve his emerald tablets and learn what he's learned in the past. He's the most spiritual person on the planet. Thoth would be the most spiritual person of the past. And again, this is Moses. You know, it's another king. It's one king, two king, three kings, and I got a fourth king. You know, so we got Moses. He's a king, and then Anubis. Anubis. You see his red mouth. This is his snout. These are his ears. These people made these rocks. It's not carved. It's molded into the rock. They knew how to make rocks. How do you think they move such giant rocks as dust? They turn them into dust and they put them back together. Yeah, it's aliens. Yep, you're right. For King Moses to a coin. Moses to a coin. Yeah, that's Moses. Coin of frame. For King Moses. So, you know, we got 4 cards. And the Joker. I used actually a queen. This is a Clovis queen, I call her. And I put Forrest in the little Joker thing. Joker suit. So, you know, you know, one reason people might think I'm angry is well, one thing that angers me is the people that are the most ignorant asking the stupidest questions. Right, Jason? Yeah, I mean, and then what really angers me is somebody making vile insults in the chat room just to provoke me, you know. Yeah, there's not a lot of common sense. They don't know. They're unable to do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, Joker. Add it all up together. This isn't confirmation bias. This is confirmation of the confirmation of the confirmation. This is confirmed. Forrest won't confirm it. It happens in his will. He said he will let them know when it is found. He's not going to let notice is not coming out until he has passed away. Those who want that notice beforehand, forget it. Give him time to finish his life. You know? Those who expect me to come up with the treasure because of the thing is to solve the clues. And it says right in the dust jacket what the thrill of the chase is all about. All that will be needed are the clues, some resolve, a little imagination, and maybe a 6-pack to help celebrate the thrill of a breathtaking discovery. Now, what I found turns out to be, if you have a brain on your head, you have Thoth, known as the Atlantean. Thoth, the Atlantean. Anubis, he came with Thoth from Atlantis. Enki, this is all tied to creation in the Garden of Eden and Atlantis. What would be more of a thrill of a breathtaking discovery than discovering Atlantis? Yeah. You know, what's more breathtaking discovery that everybody look, nobody's found. I've got evidence of Atlantis here. And where are the so-called archaeologists that should be crawling all over this at this point, you know, ringing my phone and asking, "Oh, I gotta see this. I gotta see this." There are a bunch of shithead archaeologists out there. I mean, they're there at the university for their paycheck, and you know, they can't see the stuff themselves. Voth himself says that you have to have the light inside you, meaning you have to have the light of God, of the, you know, the light of God, the spiritual light inside you. If you don't have that spiritual light inside you, you're not going to see it. And that's pretty much true, because the ones that can't see it are pretty much the demons and the devils on my case, you know. And that's true. They are incapable of seeing it because they don't possess the light of God. or the all is what. It's not God. See, because you can't have God and a devil. You have to the all includes everything. And good and evil is positive, negative. Positive can't exist without the negative, you know. And the positive, you know, good has to rule over darkness. It's about light and dark, and that's, you know, a lot about Star Trek, Star Wars, you know, about the light, the Force. So here's, you know, Fireball, where Moses is there receiving the 10 Commandments, halfway up the cliff, you know. As pre-planned, I took pictures of my blossom parachute above me, the jungle through my boots below me, and the plane before it crashed. It had about 4.5 tons of fuel on board, and I was watching when it hit halfway up a 1,000-foot high stone bluff. The fireball was huge, and I knew it would attract unwanted attention. Right, Charlton Heston, the Moses, the blaze. You got to take it from my cold, dead hands. You ain't getting it till I'm dead. Yes, Charlton Heston, Moses, pry it from my cold, dead hands. He covets the treasure. It is his until he dies. You don't get it. You don't get it, dude. A lot of people don't get it. The part about coveting the treasure, about finding a Clovis point in the ribs of a mammoth, you know. The poem will only lead an omniscient guru straight to the treasure. So if you're not spiritually guided, you ain't got a chance. Okay? And spiritually, I mean spiritually, not religious. I see a lot of religion, you know, really praising their church leaders and not them, not really. But here you see, this is a head looking up. You see the nose right here and the hair. This is like the father, the lumberjack looking up at the moon crescent. See. So I put him there. This is it, that head. That's this head. That's him. Look, the hair almost matched perfectly. You see? That's him there. And up on the rock, I put that right over where I seen the bird figure up there in the crescent. But this, I thought, was the fire escape. It comes down from Moses. Moses is at the blaze. He's at the blaze, and he's up there. You see the elephant head here. This is a big elephant head with the trunk coming down. Okay, and this is another elephant over here, of course. Or they're mammoths. But Moses is up that hill, and this would be his fire escape to get down. And I climbed up in here, and there's a little cubby hole, cave, little opening up there just audio since I've been on. Oh, as I actually see it. So Jason can see my pictures. I mean, Biggest Shoes sees the picture, but Jason doesn't. So that tells me there's something wrong on your end, I think, Jason. Yeah, see, others are seeing it. So it might be your device. Okay, so, you know, this is that. There's another, this is a big head here. See the nose right here? The mouth, that's a big head too. There's a face on there, on the top of the elephant head. And these things are multiple layered. I call them four-dimensional because of the, so, and here you see this is the butt, and these are legs. This is the head up here, and the back, and the shoulder. Somebody climbing up in that, see? Climbing up, and the arm coming down. Yeah, that's neat. Taught me the path to Amenti, the underworld, where the great king sits upon his throne of might. I gotta let this dog out. He's I want in, I want out, I want in, I want out, and he gets whatever he wants. So, this looks like a parrot. Now, see the pink? The pink, that's a back of a female body. That's her backside, and her head's at the top, and her arm coming down right here. That's her arm. Here's her shoulders, her hips, and her legs coming down here. Okay, so that's, you know, that's not really part of the trove that he, but I find enough stuff that's in the, and see this thing of this right here, this, see it comes down to there's the architect, draws the building with the canopy to enter the building and stuff, and that's the Denver, see the Denver Museum has this canopy, and yeah, people are finally catching, you know, ring the bell loudly is tell the world about it. I believe that's one, but here you see, here's the father and the son sitting here. Here's the father, his face. Here's his glasses. He's leaning there, lecturing the son. You know, see how you got it over here faint. But that's the same thing. Kiss my ass, Susie. It ain't in Montana. You know? I can't be nice to people that are crude and rude to me. What color is a daffodil? What color is a daffodil? You know? I think this photo was staged. You know, I'm in the picture, so I didn't take the picture. But I think it was staged. And it's a sign. I've been given signs. So, and the only way you go to the treasure is spiritually guided. But yeah, what color is a daffodil? Why don't you ask me what colors are a daffodil? He says, right? Now here you see this one's cool because this is the. You see, here's the fisherman. He's standing there, and here's his fishing pole. You know, and there's the fisherman. Ever feel like you won the Indy 500 and none of the other racers ever left the starting line? Yeah. And here's there'll be no paddle up your creek. There's the canoe. There's the canoe. And boats with kings don't have oars. There'll be no paddle up your creek because you're the king of the... Yeah, you don't need a paddle. No, that's another way to look at it. But there's figures inside under the... See them in there? See, there's a figure inside the bottom of the boat. And these two figures are being loaded in here by this elephant. This is an elephant. This is the eye of the elephant. This is its trunk coming in here underneath these two women. That it's a woman and a girl that is loading into the... This is the girl, and this is the big woman. You can tell by her bulbous butt. You know? It's under that rock there. Right where they would come up the river. They'd come up the river as far as they could in their canoes. And then they would transfer the passengers and the canoes onto the mammoths and carry them over to the mountain to the other side, to the river on the other side, to go to the opposite ocean. That's Forrest Fenn. The nose to the toes points the way to the treasure. Long John Silver. I went up here, what, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and went looking around. I brought my metal detector, and yeah, it's just a head sticking out of the... You see, these are eye sockets. This is his nose. But there's other figures that make up that shape and all that. There's Long John Silver. If those be his eyes and that be his nose, why the nose to the toes points the way to the treasure. Captain Kidd isn't subtle. Captain Kidd is only subtle if he's referring to Long John Silver. And there's the hand holding the bell. This is the bell. This is the, you know, you see it. It's a hand holding the bell. This is the top of the bell. The bell, you know, see? So this is for whom the bell tolls. It's for me. I mean, this is one of the easiest things to find if you know exactly where to look. You see his face in the back here? Look at the guy in the backside here. See his head? See his head? And there's somebody else right here. And there's another face right here with the eye. That might be an elephant because I see the eye and the trunk comes down. But sometimes they mix a human head and an elephant head. And there's a face in here. See the eye and the mouth. These things are multi-layered. That's why it's a four-dimensional. There's multiple dimensions to them. And if you have the light within you, you'll see it. If you don't have that spiritual light within you, forget it. Here you see the guy's his head, and here's his arm coming down, and it looks like he has a box on his chest, you know, just like this, see? Things are hidden in plain sight. Maybe you want to look closer at the face on that thing, you know. Boom. Postcard. And why do you leave your friend in the car? Why do you leave your partner in the car? Because you're just redeeming your claim check and picking it up from its cold storage. I just thought of the cold storage thing. It's worth the cold. Now the cold is worth the cold is waiting for the prize, waiting for that, waiting for the reading of his will. That's the cold. Waiting for the news that the cold shoulder kind. You're gonna get the cold shoulder until it's time, till he's finished coveting it. And Jenny Kyle's page. Success is an omnipotent guru. And then in Once Upon a While, that's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of omnipotent religious guru. And then Forrest says, success is an omnipotent guru. So that tells me you find Moses, which I have, and you're successful. You found the blaze. You've been successful. Look quickly down your quest to cease. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done, really. Except I got to ring the bell loudly. Oh. Well, that's not in the poem. He didn't say ring the bell in the poem. But he does on his bells, So, yeah, my Moses. Look at my Moses compared to his Moses. And Leo said, that's where. Is his wooden Moses a place? Or is my stone Moses, who's part of the mountain, a place that does not change? That's where he got the model for his wooden Moses. Where? That's where. Where's the treasure? That's where. All I can do is take a picture of that Moses. You can't take it. He's part of the freaking mountain. If you wanted to pick him up, there's no crane in the world that can lift that rock off the mountain, and you'd be destroying it to take it out of there. It's in a place that can be publicly displayed. It's been there for 14,000 years. I'm not gonna. That's why he says in big letters in Teachers with Rope, these are the lessons. These are the rules. Don't damage the artifacts. Don't damage them. Do not touch. He's saying don't damage this stuff. Look at it. You know better than to break it. You know better than to die. And if you need a rope, use it. If it's somewhat dangerous, use a rope. There's lessons to be learned. Teachers with rope. Teachers, what are you being taught? You're being taught about safety and respecting the treasures. These are his trove. My trove for all to seek. Nowhere in the poem does it say my treasure for all to seek. Take the chest. It's beating your chest. You're the winner. Take the chest and go in peace. I'm trying to go in peace, but it's taking a while here. So this is one of the Mammoth figures here, and I took his gold thing, and you see what this is a guy. This is his arms stretched out. Here's his head, his face, and his legs, and he's a mammoth hugger. And if you look in the book, mine full of jewels above Cody and his buried mountain. That was if people don't know, I'm not interested in other locations. Not at all. Not in the least bit. I'm on the right one. I ain't going to be dragged away from it. Here, you see, here's the figure. And what's this? See this shape curving down here? See the shape of the map? And this, that's the elephant head and the elephant trunk coming down. And this guy's a mammoth hugger. He's hugging this mammoth. This is a mammoth. That's cute how he did that. That's a mammoth hugger. Okay? If you're able to recognize the shapes, I see water. Dead Man's Cave. Dead Man's Cave. I'm looking for Dead Man's Cave. It's one of my areas I go when I can't camp close. I go to this other spot, and there's more stuff there, and it's supposed to be Dead Man's Cave Gulch. And it goes. Have you read about Dead Man's Cave? It goes deep in the mountain, and there's shelves in there with primitive bars of gold. ICBM. I see benchmark. A benchmark on a topo map says BM and it has an X, but to Forrest, the picnic bench is a benchmark. You got to think like Forrest thinks. You got to twist it like Forrest twists it. What's at the end of my runway? Runway. You got a runway? I didn't know you had an airport. I like the story when he landed up in Duluth and came in backwards. There are 10 billion blazes out there, so you have to start with the first clue and let it take you to the blaze. But what he doesn't tell you, that you're going to find something that I referred to as the initial blaze. The initial blaze. There are going to be many, many other blazes until you find the Moses blaze. See, the pile of airplanes is a blaze. The totem's a blaze. The Buffalo Cowboys car is a blaze. The helicopter, Skippy's helicopter stuff is a blaze. The Biddy's boy, the Rockwell boy, and all that, they're all blazes. And blazes and bananas are the same thing. A banana is an artifact. Grab all the artifacts you can, or in this case for these blazes, you can really only take pictures of them because you can't take them with you. So, like how I made that with all these, I had to put all the bananas to make the words. That's a lot of bananas. And then he says, I suddenly felt like a crippled ant in an elephant parade. Boom. You don't see this elephant head, and you see his trunk curls up, and look at the little doop, doop, little grabbers on the end of the elephant trunk, the mammoth trunk, So here's a mammoth. There's another one laying here next to him. This one's, I think, maybe he's passed away. Yeah, there's somebody leaning over him, their head laying on top. There's a guy sitting on top here. There's other people. See, there's that guy there, and another person there, and they're just all over. This here, you can walk up here, and there's a little cubby hole thing here. If I was to camp in the wild, I'd go sleep right inside there. I've been in there. So here's another elephant right behind that elephant, or mammoth. This is the mammoth parade, and this mammoth back here, it's got a basket on its back, and there's somebody here standing next to it. This might be two mammoths. See, there's a mammoth. Here's his tusk, the white tusk coming down. There's his trunk coming down. There's somebody sitting here in front of it. And And then there's, okay, it gets back here. These ones behind Forrest there. They're up on top of these ones. Up there's like a catwalk. It's like a channel that's down inside the top of these that look like they'd walk a mammoth up, and they could stand one up on top of they could get one to put its front legs up on top of this. Yeah, well, she wasn't really rich. Her family owned Rolex dealers up in Pennsylvania and Washington D.C. But yeah, and I dumped her because I told her that she should try out for kicker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, well, any woman trying to kick me in the balls instantly gets dumped. Yeah. In the wood. What's in the wood? What's in the wood? Where's the wood? Oh, here, the frame is wood. The frame is wood. Art is in the wood. And if you're a brave artist, you're an abstract artist. There's the Biddy's boy down there. And the Rockwell boy. See, and then there's the this guy holding the tombstone in front of him. I've got over 40,000 pictures that they're all bananas. So I got 40,000 bananas. You got a lot of work to do to catch up with me, you know. So here we go. No paddle up your creek is this thing. Boom, boom, boom. There's the elephant loading the passengers in the canoe. For whom the bell tolls. There's Moses. Where's Moses? Here's Moses. Lewis and Clark point the way. There's his teacher. Catch him sleeping. I got a picture coming up of that. His belt buckle. His belt buckle. You know what I figure his belt buckle is? His belt buckle is the emerald tablet. Ooh, I hadn't thought of that. What do we get? What's it? That's the key. I got the key right here. What do we see? Let's slide the key. Is there a number there? Isn't that cool how that works? That's pretty cool. I like that. So, look, there's faces in there, right in there. Wow, that's cool. So, yeah, I got my emerald tablets that matches, you know, pretty much his belt buckle. Thoth had the emerald tab. Oh, man. And we got the, you know, the fin with the fish and the fish hooks. Fenn. And here's the fish tail, the fish, and these are the two fish hooks. Omegas still, you know. And I sent Jason the full picture of this. I posted on a thing, but it wasn't the cutout one of the fin. See, there's his belt buckle. His belt buckle is just green plants that are growing out of the crack in the side of the hill. But there's his little fisherman. And many people are afraid to go down my rabbit hole. All I found was a rabbit in there when I went down the rabbit hole. I wish someone would ask me a question that I would feel comfortable answering. Like, what color is a daffodil? The daffodil is a decoy. The daffodil is subtle. It's a different flower he's talking about. Here's the magic. Are there any among you who are as intrigued by America's ancient past as I am? Tell me. Now, that's Forrest Fenn said that. So all these people, nobody but me is told about, you know, well, he knows I'm thrilled about finding this stuff and all that. You know, I was guided thought that you feel like you read the Emerald Tablets and you go, oh my God, that's Thoth up on there, the hill. Am I Thoth come back in another life to reclaim the tablets and the lost secrets? You know? But that's just amazing there. I have artificial intelligence paint the picture I took of the rock. And that's what it painted, because that's pretty much what's on the rock. The only difference was it's kind of black and white and turned into color. But the artificial intelligence can recognize faces and give a face color and stuff like that, you know? Kind of. And it puts it that way. See his face down here too? There's a face up here. So this guy, he's shown he's got a face here and a face here. He's shown he's dancing. He's in motion. He's moved from here to here. That's how they did this stuff, you know? And these guys, look here. Oh, he's drumming up the spirits. And what's that, a galaxy there? You know? The stars. And yeah. And who's this guy at the desk here? Wow. I love it. And look at all the little characters. I printed the F there, but this other stuff was the AI picked it up, you know? And there's the teacher. His teacher, Miss Ford, with her school book. And there's Forrest sleeping on his desk. Here's his mouth. Here's an eye. Here's an eye. His arm. He's fucking passed out. That's Forrest at his desk. And she goes, Forrest, are you sleeping? He said, no, I was just looking for Captain Kidd's treasure on his island. You interrupted me, you dumb bitch. Yeah. So that's Forrest, you know, and this is hidden in plain sight. Again. What I did, I cut the background out. I cut around and cut out the background. I left the parts of the rock that had the design that I was, you know, and that's perfect. That's Forrest sleeping on his school desk and his teacher waking him up. You know? Goose Chase Island, south of Rising Sun. Yeah. Well, yeah. The other... Goose Chase Island is nowhere near this, and you got to be within at least 10 miles of this to be in the right area. So I don't worry about those places that. And here's the Lewis and Clark, you know, like the famous Lewis and Clark thing. Here's the two people and the arm reaching out and the hand with the big finger pointing that way, and it points to the school teacher and him sleeping at the desk. Is the canyon clue a canyon? Yes, it's canyons. There's more than one canyon. Remember, you begin at where Walmart, take it in the canyon down. Then what do? You go up a creek with no paddle. You go up the creek with no paddle after you've gone down the canyon. And from there, it's heavy loads and water high. Well, water high, you're going up, 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 until you get to the water high, which is a big puddle, but, well, you know, it'd be a lake. Look at it. See the two people here, too? Look at that. There's people inside there. Yeah, look at this guy on the end here. He doesn't look good. See him? Who's this? Bigfoot. But that's Lewis and Clark. This one's cool. See, that's the fan. This you see from this pile of airplanes. You're standing above this guy on the rocks, and you go over to his pile. When you're coming back, you look the other way. You see this. This is something you see. One of the bananas you see when you're walking back out. You know. But he's cool though. You see, this is a mouth. That's the mouth. This is his nose. And these are his splash raindrop hat. He's got a cowboy hat, you know. Yeah, it's very much what they call pagan. It'd be a great place for movies. Forrest says, sometimes I'm weird. There's the aliens. That's why I put... Oh, you see, if you're a joker too, nobody believe you. And I love to have fun and joke about stuff too, you know. But I'll take the serious side when I call out assassins like Jimmy Fast. You know, he's just a shit spewing asshole, is what he is. And I don't know. I think you know, Toby, be a man. Get rid of Jimmy Fast. Teach him a lesson. Tell him he can't be part of the community. But he'll just come back with another fake name spreading his vile shit. You know? Manure spreader. Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy Fast is a shit shooter. Yeah, heck yeah. He said Bill had syphilis. Oh, I just love you, Jimmy. You know? Go fuck Jimmy, you little bitch. You know? She don't get it. She thinks I'm being I'm being truthful, you know? When you side up with somebody who verbally assaults me, thinks that they're funny and cute, then you're a worthless piece of shit with them. You know? This is what the art program did with the hand and holding the bell, for whom the bell tolls. There's his thumb and the bell handle, and here's his knuckles and his fingers and the bell there. And I was so surprised when I saw it. Man, that was right there all that time, because it took me 2 years being in the area to find that. Now you see here, see above me, see that head on there, that face, and this is an elephant trunk coming down. Sometimes you feel like you got an elephant on your back. Yeah. Wow, is that my hair? Look at that. I gotta make me I gotta make a robe like Moses and a scepter like Anubis's. And here's the too far to walk. There's a pair of legs. And this is actually Thoth, you know. And there's Thoth riding on the bird. And this big tree here is the tree of life. You see, when they had all the what is it? The Younger Dryas, when the comet hit up near Hudson Bay or whatever, and all the fragments, thousands of fragments hit the earth all over the place. They showed a bunch around Richmond and all. And when some hit in the ocean, caused tidal waves and all that. And these people went down into the caves. And they knew it was safe to return to the surface when the roots of a tree were coming down into the cave and sprouting buds, they knew that life had returned to Earth on the surface, and so they went back up to the surface. And this is where the tree of life comes from, because they knew that it was safe to go live on the surface again. They had to live in the underworld. That's Forrest flying on the ibis. The beak, Forrest up there. Yep. This branch, this tree, dead tree branch here, I'm going to go up there with a rope and tie a rock on the end of the rope and throw it around that branch because it's way up where I can't reach it. And whip that branch back and break it out of the way so I can get a picture without that stupid branch in it. You know? So that's Thoth, Lord Thoth, the Atlantean. That's why this is the thrill of a breathtaking discovery of Atlantis. Read what's up the sleeve of the book. The sleeve of the book. Many people do not get it. What is the sleeve? Why would there be something in the sleeve of the book? Because we're playing a game of cards and he has a trick up his sleeve. The sleeve of the book tells you what it's all about. The thrill of a breathtaking discovery. The thrill of the chase. This is the thrill. Oh, you see Skippy. I found one. Hey, that's what Forrest thought was funny, was the one I found. It's like Moby Dick the whale and the scuba diver, and there was a female body, and I told Forrest, that's Skippy muff diving with Moby Dick. Yeah. But you see, there's a guy right over his shoulder. See the nose and the eye, and there's a little person right here. See the little person right there with their arms coming up. There's somebody else right there. Oh my God. But this guy's real. He's easy to find. You know, so most of these, when you're there looking at it, you don't see it in person. You see it afterwards. Now you see you notice this is the double blazes. You notice it's all upside down, right? Because this one is to show you the cats. There's cats figures around it. I got another picture of the cats. I'll show up better. But see, here's a cat here and a cat over there. Yeah, and it's why the little girl India can't get closer than the first two clues. Because most of the other hunters don't see the elephant in the room. Here's the great bat. See this circular round thing there? That thing's like, I went and looked in the top of that thing, thought he stuck it down inside that little bottle. You know what I mean? This is a bottle. Or is that the olive bottle, and things are put in there? I gotta look at that some more. Yeah, I got some totem rocks. They're not really poles, they're rock structures. There's the Clovis Queen. You see the eye, the other eye, this is the nose, this is the chin, this is the Clovis Queen. But she's got an elephant head, comes down, right down her nose is an elephant trunk. And there's even people in her eyes. But yeah, there's a guy up here. See this guy up here? See, you can see that mammoth there. This guy over here. There's people in there. See, there's a guy in here. Oh, there it is. Shit. And you've heard Forrest say that he secreted the chest. Here you see the elephant head. This is his trunk this side going down in the water. This is the spine or the back of the elephant. He's laying there taking a bath. Don't ignore the Colombian mammoth in the creek. The blaze, another blaze. And he says, I'd like to find a Clovis point in the ribs of the mammoth. Here's the Clovis point. This is the mammoth. This shape, this rock shape is a mammoth. This is his trunk. You can't see the bottom of his trunk. It's down in the grass. There, see? So here's the mammoth head, and I outline the trunk comes down here and curls around. But this is what I call the Clovis stone, and there's natives dancing across here. We'll get there. But this is the Clovis point in the ribs of the mammoth. This is a 6-foot tall Clovis point. And you see there's an Indian in here. See his face? One of those fat rocks looks like a cow. It's a mammoth. That's why people don't. They don't know history. In this time period, there were mammoths, many different kinds of mammoths, all over North America. These people worship mammoths. Oh, one of those. Yeah. Kapu. Yeah, you see the guy standing here. You know. But that's the Clovis point in the ribs of a mammoth. I wish what he wants to find, if I could find this, if I could find a substitute for, his father was trying to find a substitute. What he says, find, those are important. What you're trying to find this, find that, you know? What are you looking for? What are you expecting to find? You know, he tells you what to find in his book. Find a substitute. Find a good-looking rock. Find a Clovis point in the ribs of a mammoth. Here's the gypsies. See, they're up here dancing. See her face right there, and here's her arm curved. Her arm comes up and curved. She's dancing. There's a girl next to her dancing. These are the gypsies, and they're on the cliff side right below the home of Brown. They're just south of the gate to the home of Brown. I found what Forrest says. What I found is a Puebloan knife tool. Look at this. You see the legs hanging over his shoulders? So somebody's sitting on his shoulders. Where I gotta go look at but there's somebody in his waist there too. That face right there, see? So that's how they stack up these. And you got to, like there's an elephant on his shoulder, that shoulder, and there's other faces on these thighs, and because that's a pair of legs coming over his shoulders, around his neck. Do I have one of that? This this is the other Mammoth parade, and I can show you here. You see, this is Moses right here when the light is different. So, and Moses is mostly visible at winter solstice. It's worth the cold. See, this has Moses he's in there. These would be the 10 Commandments, these 2 tablets. But these are mammoth heads. And this mammoth and this mammoth, their head together, they're a pair of omegas. That's the home of Brown. The gate. You can buy a 35-acre lot for $5 million there. It was very similar to his Moses statue. His Moses statue was modeled after my Moses. See the horse? See the horse? And snout? Eyes, eye. And there's a horse there. Oh, let me just turn a little more that way. Boop. The other thing you see here is this big green guy. You see his nose, his mouth, his eye, his head. He's just standing there. Here's his belt. I looked in there where his belt buckle would be. See, it's just a guy standing there. Been great. Till next time. Okay, see you, biggish. Wow. Here he is standing here. See, there's a guy standing here with his fishing pole. It's just a tree falling there, but I call that Forrest Fenn fishing, So there's a bigger. But what I like here, you see right here, this is an elephant head. And even this right here is an elephant head and trunk coming down. This little rock crammed in here. But there's 2 people on its forehead. And, it's just the weirdest art they have. They seen some of it. I think what they call the Pareidolia. They seen what's there in nature, and they improved on it, added to it, and when like a wood sculptor. What do you see? Well, the thing is already there. You got to draw it out. There, find a good-looking rock. There's a couple good-looking rocks. She's got her painting, and she's up there. But, look, she's ablaze. Her butt's on fire. I trimmed them out of another picture and put them here, to make them easy to see. But this is end of his rainbow. And you see the big face here. See the eye and the nose and the chin. Look at that. This is a waterfall that I have a video of me walking in. There's a crack in there and the water coming down. Yeah. And when I stepped over this creek, there in the video, there was a face in the creek that I stepped on. There's find a good looking rock. That's the fin with the fish and the 2 fish hooks. F E N N. Okay, class. Can you see where it says fin, or do you need special glasses to see it? That's why it's similar to Moses. Great. Until next time. Okay. Have you found a lot of real arrowheads? Just what I mentioned. Find a good-looking rock. There he is. There, his shoulder, arm coming over, holding the tombstone. Model Lake Owl. I know Skippy didn't sign that. I just faked his name on there. He's not around to do it anymore. Now look at this. See, this is a statue in the creek. Look, see the crown and the and it's like a tail coming off of the back. It's right. It's in this picture. Where did I see it? It's oh well. See, he's got something kind of coming off of his. I don't know. But this was, this is like a statue in the creek. There's the gypsies that were on the canyon wall. There's Anubis, god of the dead. Anubis, and in his scepter, there's people walking along here. They come up this ramp, and this is a vortex, and they get sucked off into the vortex and go off to heaven. And these are people over here running to Anubis. Who's the god of the dead. And this is his queen is right behind him here. She's hard to see. I think I cut part of her off. And here's the girl with the painting. To walk into someone's house and see a great painting is like finding a great arrowhead laying on the ground or catching a great fish. Boy, some people thought my video was about half the people have left. They don't like the evidence that they're losing is why they left. So sad how people, if you're the winner, there's I mean, you think you've done something great and all that, and then you got a whole lot of poop heads that are just jealous as shit and will insult you. Here he is in the Hooded Women in Taos, Georgia O'Keeffe. There were two guys down on the plaza walking around on Saturday afternoon, and they were accosted by two women with hoods over their faces. Boom, there they are. Two women with hoods. And that's in that other rock picture I showed earlier. There's Forrest Fenn fly fishing. Right? Flying on a bird and fishing. There's the helicopter. That ain't a helicopter? Then kick my ass, right? Yeah. I don't tolerate critics. I got this stuff down. I seen Davio saying how confident he is and all of some, and it looks like he's going somewhere up, and he's following. Guess who he's following? Is Man Alone. It ain't up there. That area Man Alone marked off is what an area does near Dinosaur is considered desert. That's the Biddy's boy right here. That's him. There's his mouth. There's his eye, and there's his other eye. That's the same. And he's right next to the other, this one. This one and the other one, they're 50 feet apart. And here you see the little guy here reaching inside his head. Maybe I zoom into his face, you see his face better. See his nose coming down, there's an eye, the other eye, and his hands are in front of his face. And there's the gypsies. See, there's the third dance. There's a dancer here, one here, then her up here. This is the arm with the hand coming up, and that's the elephant dance. Look at that guy's face in that crack right there. But there's other figures. See, there's figures down here in the lower parts. You see an elephant head here. There's an eye, and the trunk curving around. So there's elephants in the background of that. There's this big face here in between these two girls. Okay. So this is the gypsies across from the home of Brown. And this is where the art, some of the first art you find is put in. But there's another hill before you get here even. That's just a giant, it's an elephant with a curled up trunk. And well, there's several elephants in it. Here's colored a little different. Boom, those are the gypsies. I mean, if these aren't your gypsies and you're searching in Montana, then you're searching the wrong place. These are Forrest Fenn's gypsies. Brown had bought many pounds of bronze from Forrest. Many pounds. There, go in peace. There's the elephant in the creek. See, it's a mammoth head in the creek. And this rock right here was really neat too. I'd like to get that one. It'd be trouble getting it out of there. There's this rabbit. I was like 2 feet away from him, and he just sat there and let me take his picture. And he's right in the D of wood. Now, if you're gonna go down a rabbit hole, wouldn't finding the rabbit be a sign from God? It's the rabbit. The rabbit in the rabbit hole. It was in the hole of the D. See the tree stumps back here. And this picture is amazing how it just laid right over and fit the landscape. This is a tower. You'll see there's stuff in them. But yeah, it fit right there in my search area. There's the Fenn and the Fenn. My critics are I saw a thing, somebody posted a thing with there's a woman with a blind person's cane in one hand, and her other hand she had a cell phone or a smartphone and was looking at her smartphone with a blind cane, and the picture was titled Miracle. Yeah, it's perfect. They're perfect matches. Yeah, I got more of them coming up here. This is Kwana Parker, and I made these memes that you're seeing. I made them. I made this. You know. It's not the original picture. I put it through an art program, and so I've got an original. Hey, yeah. White man goes into his house and talks about Jesus, but the Indian goes into his teepee and talks to Jesus. Now, why would he be talking about? I mean, he's basically talking about hallucinating there. And so, right there, anybody discrediting my shapes in the rocks can just eat poo-poo, you know? You just eat poo poo. Go eat poo poo because you're not gonna. If they're so ignorant that they refuse to learn anything and refuse to take the light and see it. See, there's that thing with there's the guy in the rock. He's sooner or later, each of us will be nothing but the leftovers of history or an asterisk in a book that was never written. See, he looks like an asterisk because he's a splash. It's like a splash of water. These are like water drops that make up that face. It's just amazing. Look at the guy up there too. See, there's one over here under. There's a guy under here. And one down here. These are like Aztec looking head. Hey, Whoopi. Hey, Bill. I've got wind power going right now. I had my generator on for 4 hours yesterday and last night, and then the wind picked up, so I turned it off. This guy here, see, there's an eye, his nose, his chin. This is his chin. And he's looking at his princess here, who has this big headdress on. She has this big headdress. She's sitting here. Here's her butt. Here's her leg and her knee. See, she's sitting there. But she's sitting. See his fingers? These are his fingers in his hand. And he's holding her in his hand and looking at her. But each one of her feathers on her headdress are another person. Each one of those feathers is another person. And that's right next to the gypsies. Forrest, if you haven't seen this, go up there and look. It's right. It's to the right of the gypsies. You see it when you're coming from town and getting close to David's place, and it's up on the right there, and it's best seen at sunset. These I call the stone igloos, and it's also two omegas, isn't it? Omega, 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 omega. But there's stuff carved all over this. You know, look, see, there's somebody climbing here. And there's figures in here. Look at them. See? That's why I increase shadows and colors, because some of the colors, the one archaeologist say, why'd you turn up the color? I said, because they use colors on this stuff, and sometimes when you turn up the color, it brings out the faded colors. I gotta go up here. I gotta go up there. Look at this guy sitting here, and you know, it could be in there. There's somebody in there. There's somebody in there. That's an alpha. See, that's where you gotta see the A. That's where you gotta, you know, throw in shapes, and there's a lot of shapes. This couple here. Okay, next picture. What do you see here? I think kids have an advantage. Why would a kid have an advantage, Forrest? So they go climbing on rocks and trees and stuff. You see him in there? See his head? Here's his shoulder, his elbow, and here's his legs. They go behind the tree. There's a kid looking for the treasure. He's turned to stone. Yeah, Spanish Peaks are, they're not part, it all ends up there in my area. I'm very, very sure. I know where both ends of the rainbow are. One's a rainbow name, and one is a name that can mean a rainbow. He said he slipped a nickel under her grave. Look, here's the T-Rex. That's the T-Rex there. And see, here's his hands, and he's grabbing his Christmas tree here. The T-Rex getting his Christmas tree. But look right here. Here's the nickel. This brown nickel slipped under there. Right, that giant penny. You know, I figure it could be his nickel. Maybe this is a penny. This looks like coins under there. That's kind of a, you see the slope? That thing's like a 60, 70 degree slope. You don't go there without a rope. Teachers with ropes. Be safe. Don't damage things. Here's the Enki and the women with the hoods. Here's the women with the hoods. You see her face? See, here's an eye, nose, mouth, and she's got the black hood on. And this one here behind her, here's her face, and she's got a black hood on. And this is Enki in his throne. You see his, oh, zoom in on his face. Oh, there's another face next to him. Where'd he go? Oh, no. See, when you get close, it switches to, okay. Oh, there he is. Okay. So, yeah. See, his face comes down, and here's his nose and his chin. So this guy here is Enki. But look, there's other things, right? There's babies that the women are bringing him. They're bringing him Adam and Eve. Look at the baby here reaching for, you know. Here's the women, the man, and they're bringing him children or something. They're creating Adam and Eve. It's the Garden of Eden. Was high in the mountains at the top of the world. And, oh, it can't be. They said it was over in Turkey. They don't have a freaking clue. Get a clue. They don't have a clue. Okay, now here, this is the marbles thing. See the guy leaning over? I took the art and put it over the picture. And right inside this here, where the hands are, there's an eagle in that little cubby hole. But you notice all these arches. See these arches? Arch, and see the faces and people in there. And so, you know, and there's stuff in here. There's all kinds of things going. See, there's people in there. But these arches, they're constructed. These rocks were put there in a specific design. But see that line from the drawing matches this, it matches. And so, and down here is where I found the Indiana Jones rock. There's a rock with picture of Indiana Jones on it, basically. Okay. There's the eagle in that one cubby from the previous picture. This is the father and the son here. See his father with his glasses and his brown hair, and the kids behind the bushes. That's why in the cold, in the fall, when it's cold, there's no leaves in the way. Worth the cold. Now here we got Alpha Omega. I found Alpha Omega out in the field. And he's got that going on here with these rocks. Omega. Look at the face. This is from one of his videos. Alpha, Omega. You know? And look, there's somebody down here. Why is he so, you know, they're just rocks, people. But Look how he's looking at him. Okay? Here's his airplane. Boom. I cut out around it so the shape would show up. I don't know if I put the other one. There's his pile of airplanes. I think that's where we started. Yep. Okay. So we're back to where we started in the big eagle head. But, yeah. That's the eagle. If you don't see the head, the big yellow orange beak, the eye, the crown of the head, it's kind of looking to the left, you know. Boom. Oh no, I didn't prepare my looks before I did that. Emerald tablets. I got 2 of them. This one was shallow. This one, the deep one, see the shallow left kind of whitish looking, but the deep one, it came out all green like it should. So when I make them, I'm going to make them deep. I got to rig up a vent hose before I make more of them because I don't want all these plastic fumes inside. So I'm going to get a piece of packing foam that fits in the end of the door and put a hole through it and put a piece of hose from an old vacuum out the hole so it goes out the window, and I can close the window on the foam and seal the air tight, and I'm going to put it up here on I'm going to put a little shelf here with my laser engraver, and because it's got to be where my computer can reach it and where I can vent it outside. So I don't know. I thought did this video to show the trove of art that's out there in the wild that all my critics are just unable to accept. And I see that as blind ignorance. Blind ignorance. They don't want to see what I'm seeing because they don't want me to be right. Because they want to be right. Well, my solve is right. It's not Colorado. Forrest would have never gone to Colorado. Not even on his way to Yellowstone. Leo Salazar lived in Taos. Why would he be visiting somewhere in Colorado? Maybe because it's close. I could drive from where the treasure is to Leo Salazar's place in about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so. You know, it would take to get from the treasure to Taos, where Leo Salazar lived. You know, and if Tea with Olga is if Taos is any kind of clue from Tea with Olga, it's that Leo Salazar lived there. And Leo Salazar is the omnipotent guru who knew where to find Moses. That's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, is what he told Forrest Fenn. Forrest Fenn knows that Moses received the 10 Commandments at the burning bush. And the commandments were burned into the tablet by the hand of God. So, yeah, if you can't criticize that. Man. 12-volt what? Fan? I got a 12-volt fan. The little engraver has a fan on it. I got it right here. I got paper on the sides so the light doesn't escape and blind anybody unintentionally. But it's got a little fan here, and so I'm gonna put the hose up there and tape around, and it sucks the smoke out of there and blows it out away from it doesn't blow on it. It draws it out, so it's perfect to. I got a little box or something that'll fit over the hose, and then nail the hose on there, or tape it on there. I already got dust in here, dog hair. I got a lot of dog hair. I ain't got a maid either. I will when I'm done. After I have the treasurer, I'll probably have a maid. Yeah, you know. That might be a way to find love, because you ain't going to find love online. You ain't going to find love at the grocery store. I mean, they've given the women a vaccination that repels them from men, basically. I mean, I don't even get to take somebody to dinner. Nothing. Nobody. Nothing. There ain't nothing. I'm not a bad guy. You know? But they've the media and all that, they've made men out to be devils, and we're all rapists and all that, like pedophiles, like Jimmy Fast, you know. Jimmy Fast, I don't know what he is. He might just be a butt fucker. I don't know. I don't know what his trip is, but you know, since he's got this hard on to harass me and give me shit, I got somebody I can fling shit back at, you know? People that are nice to me know that I'm nice to them. And I'm nice to them because they're nice to me. You know, it says, do unto others as you'd like others to do unto you. Now, I had no contact with Jimmy Fast. The first thing I hear, first message from Jimmy Fast to me was an insult. Vile insult. He was doing it on AGK's channel, and then he's on other people's channels and stuff. Hair low. Yeah, I get my haircut. I ain't had a cut for a long time. Look at that. Wow, I almost got 2 fistfuls back there. Yeah, the women like following Davio because he's got that Davio vibe, you know. He's the hair, and he's, you know, somebody that lets people will stand there, and some people will stand there, watch a man rape a woman and not do nothing about it. That's a liberal. A conservative will go over there and stop it. A liberal, well, you know, she was asking for it, and you know, so, you know, why give him a big hard time? He you know, she made him that way, you know. Liberals do not think correctly. The whole thing with sparkles in it. The baby, it's cold outside. It's because liberals had it banned from radio and TV and everything, while they're playing Papa Cop in the Head on Mr. Rap Channel. You know, oh, it's offensive that he's trying to flirt with her and get her outside, and you know, and all that. And when the Rap Channel is doing everything vile they can, and that's okay. But the reason that they attacked the song was because it's a Christmas song. Anything Christmas, they want to shoot and destroy, replace it with Allah and a beheading sort of Islam, you know, chopping Christian heads off is what that was all about. If you think Islam's a religion of peace, then you're a piece of shit. Really. Islam is not a religion of peace. It's a religion of, you're not Islamic. We must kill you. You don't get it? They must kill you. You think because, yeah, no. Either you bow down and suck Allah's nuts, or they cut your head off, is what they believe in. You know, there's no peace and love. There's no forgiveness in their religion. You know, and if you think that they're a religion of peace, then you're a real dumbass. Wow. This is just Jasper. But I like this because of the different colors of Jasper in there. And you can pick out some stuff in there. But there's crystals in there too. But you can see stuff. I see stuff because you got the light inside. If you got the light inside you, you can see these things. Other people can't see it. But it's like the crystal ball. That's what crystal ball is all about. Being able to see. Oh yeah, let me tell you future. Oh. You can see the whole past of the earth is up there in them rocks. I gotta go check some of the stuff that's closer to here. And I'm over 2 hours, and I mostly took most of that 2 hours to show my little slideshow of some of the trove that I've found out here that is related to Forrest Fenn. You've seen the Buffalo Cowboys cowl out in my shed and everything. And I wish Forrest could say, okay, I tell you what. This is what Forrest can do. I'll tell you what. It's basically finished. Somebody has found the blaze. They've collected all these bananas, and there's no way anybody else is going to catch up with them. But he's not going to. The treasure isn't going to. He's not going to be able to pick up the treasure till after I pass away. Is basically what it is. It's his. He covets it. That's his. It's his till he dies. Like Charlton Heston, you got to pry it from his cold dead hands. So I'm in no hurry for Forrest to go. It'd be nice. I might go to Florida or so, but I'm still stuck here because there's a chance that that's not it, and it is somewhere there. And I keep looking there, and every time I go there and I don't find it, I'm more convinced that it's finding the trove itself and announcing that you found Atlantis and all these Egyptian gods. That he's got a couple of these Egyptian gods himself. That after he found them out here in the wild, I gotta have one of those, And I can only afford what they got on eBay. He got the real thing. I couldn't really afford that. I found out because, like the beginning of this month, my spending budget is generator. It was with warranty and other things I got at the store. I spent like $250 that day at the store, right? And because that's about what I can spend a month on things. And then after I got the generator and got home, I had an oil change too. Paid for the oil change, so that was this month. That's so that just cut into me more. And when I got the oil change, they topped off the air in my tires, right? Told them check the air because my light was on, saying the pressure was low. And I left there and went over to Tractor Supply and got propane. And then I went over to Walmart. When I came out of Walmart, one tire was, phew, it was, you know, the rim, it wasn't supposed to be that far from the ground, but it was about that tire was about, so, and I didn't have my little pump with me. So I had to split out of there and get to the gas station a block away. And I put air in that tire and got home, and that tire didn't leak anymore. Good. Yeah, well, you know. And then the more I get up, and the tire on the other side of the car was flat. But I had my little pump thing here. If you got one of them little 12-volt pumps, and you live in a freezing area, that pump don't work for shit when it's freezing. When it's below freezing, it don't work for shit because the rubber in it becomes stiff and it doesn't seal so well. So you got to warm it up. You know, if you do have it in the car and then you got to take it in the car and put that little pump where the heater comes out, and run the car and run the heater on it and warm the pump up, and then it'll pump your tire up. But you know, if you're an engineer, you got to MacGyver around this. You know, I know it's too cold, but if I warm it up, it'll work properly. So, fan, hair, and air, H-E-I-R, I think it is, and hair. The heir to his trove, you know, because the poem might. He maybe went by there or drove by him, and he didn't leave it there. He says he took it with him. I had to open up this little package here. I got some of these. Try one of them out. Let's try this out. Let's see if that works. Pull one of these out. Use my. Okay. Ooh, one of those. Let's see. Which one? That one work? There. See? That works, huh? I get in there. That one's a little small. I got some other sizes. Oh, it's in there good. That's too far back. You get the idea. Hey. Because I got my partial, and they charge so much, you know, for these things. It's like, well, I just modify the one I have, and you know, so I could put that in there, you know, because see what happened? They got these metal things, and this metal wrapped around the tooth that was there and broke that tooth right off. Same with this thing over here. It broke two of them off back there. And this is just heat melt plastic and stuff. And I got the heat melt plastic, and I got the shells, and you know, because even I went to the one dentist, and they quoted me like $20,000 of work, and my Social Security won't cover that. So I found another one, and I think it's down to 1,500 plus 2, about 3,500. I can get it all done. And the what I got left is, it's like, you know, take them all, give me full set, top and bottom, because yeah, tired of dealing with it. Let me clean them in a jar. Yeah, just so much money to, because they gotta take the others out before they make the, you know, so it's like 1,500 for the dentures and a couple thousand to get the rest of them. And I won't have any, you know, the other thing, it gets rid of the they have those lead fillings or whatever they are. You know, they're not good for you. Yeah, get rid of them things too. You know, just give me a set of Hollywood dentures. Now, the guy that had the ones that were, they were $7,000 a piece for the upper and $7,000 for the bottom, and they looked real. You know, when you get the $1,500 pair, I'll probably have to have a Dremel and a polishing thing and to make them look real, because there'll probably be no gap in between them and all that. I don't know. One day they're going to have a 3D printer, and you just print yourself a new set of dentures for the day, you know. When they come up with the 3D printed dentures, so many dentists are going to go out of business. Oh, really? If I had the Novocaine and stuff, I'd go to my son with a pair of pliers and go, "Here you go, do it." You know, dentists charge you so much, and it's just and 15 cents of Novocaine, you know, a pair of pliers and 15 cents of Novocaine, and that'll be $200. Yeah. My last dentist didn't like pulling teeth because he hurt his hand doing it one time. So, yeah. Okay, you need to find another career. Try working on a car. You hurt your hand all the time. I know how to work on cars, but you didn't hear that. Because when somebody knows you know how to work on cars, they want you to work on their car all the time. And I don't even work on my own car very much. My car is 5 years old. Oil change and tires. That's all it's ever needed. I needed one intake hose that goes from the carburetor. It goes from the air cleaner to the carburetor, I think, or it's not a carburetor because it's fuel injection. Fuel injected quad 4 Hemi, Chevy Hemi, and I need a new air filter. And when I come out of the oil change and got in the car and I stepped on the gas and I heard, it's like, something's wrong with my exhaust. No, it's because they didn't put the air cleaner in, and it's getting a ton of air. It sounds like you know, engines when they suck air, they make this low billowing, makes your exhaust louder. But yeah, I gotta get an air cleaner as soon as but that's gonna be next month, because I barely got enough to keep my propane, keep my heater going. You know, see, my heater's not on. And you see where it is, because it might be 40 degrees in here, but I got that radiant heat on me. It's like having a fireplace. And really what it needs, one of them they got little wood stoves that are like a foot square. And they're for motorhomes and stuff. I need one of them in here. You know? Hey, you could put it here where it goes out on the slide out. You'd have to remove the top of the stack, but when it slides, yeah. But you know, when you put a smokestack on a RV or something, tar from the smokestack will drip onto your RV and things. So I had a wood stove in my school bus I had, and I just left the window open, put a piece of sheet metal on it with a hole with the thing coming out, but the tar would drip down the side of the bus, and it was kind of ugly, but it worked, and I could heat my bus with wood instead of buying propane, because I was in a forest and there's plenty of wood. Here you can get all the wood you want up in the forest. Yeah. Yeah, I had a blue school bus. I have a picture of it by Yellowstone Lake. Is that Yellowstone Lake? Yeah. I went through Yellowstone with it, and I had a service call for one of the park rangers at the campground. And so I come to the gate in this blue school bus. And the guy at the gate's like, oh, no, you know, because he's thinking, how many people? You know, no, it's just me and my bird, you know. I didn't tell him I had the bird because I didn't know if, you know, the parks would have trouble. Oh, you can't bring a pet bird here, you know, who knows. But that's over 2 hours, man. I'm done. Maybe we'll do one later tonight, but that's what I had to show my evidence, you know, all those pictures. And people go, oh, the blaze, great. He's got a picture of... No, I got Skippy's car. I got the pile of airplanes. I got the double blazes. I got Thoth, Anubis, and Enki, the women with the hoods, and the mammoth with the Clovis point in his ribs, and it's all here. It can't be denied. If you're a denier, there's nothing I can do for you. Sorry. You know. But it'd be nice if Forrest just let everybody know, hey, you know, you're not going to catch him. You're not going to catch him. There's somebody that's so far ahead of you that it's not possible to catch him. He won't do that. It'll come out in his will. That's because, you see, he made a contract before he wrote the book. He had tea with Olga, tea with lawyers and Olga. He wasn't just there having tea with Olga. What was the thing with tea with Olga was about? Was about her transferring property to him after she passes away. That's what the treasure hunt's about. That's why his will is hidden in the first part of the half of the poem and brought out in the second half of his poem. As above, so below. As is the first start of the first stanza, so is the start of the bottom stanza. As above, so below. That's straight out of the book of Thoth. Thoth's emerald tablets. As above, so below. And I'm going to play with that and get some pictures with it. I got to do over his belt buckle because that fits his belt buckle. Oh, put these on his belt buckle. Are they going across or up and down? I think they're up and down. So yeah, you can turn that sideways and it fits over his belt buckle. I wonder if, yeah. But that's as big as my little thing will print them. But that's just fine because I can make it's all readable if you get a magnifying glass. See, this won't focus that close. Come on, you gonna focus? Nope, it ain't gonna focus. It has one focus on this backside again. So, yeah. So if you have trouble with your phone going out of focus, use the screen side camera. That's where I can see what I'm doing. Emerald Tablets of Thoth. It takes an omnificent guru. Thoth was an omnificent guru. And Thoth was going to return and find this stuff. And who is the person that's guided to it? I was guided to it by Forrest Fenn's poem is how I found all of this, following his poem. Oh. Oh, well. Okay, I'm done. That's 221. Oh, let's go 222 and at 22 222 I'll hit the end button. It'll be all twos. Two people can keep a secret if one of them's dead. And I guess if what I'm saying is the truth, that this, then it's not a secret really, right? And we're both still alive. Forrest is going to put a hit out on me now, right? So yeah, 22 seconds, and I'll be signing off. I think that I have to click the X and do the boop right at 21 and boop 22 done. So I'm getting there. 5 seconds, 4, 3,